Hello, I'm Jeff Paur, senior writer with RealTime Fantasy Sports. Welcome to the RealTime Fantasy Sports Show. On today's show, I'm joined by Logan Glaser once again, and we are going to give you three of our favorite sleepers for 2023 of the fantasy football season. Logan, thanks so much for joining me. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Jeff.
So we're going to hit these sleepers. These are three players that we like, that we think could maybe outperform their ADP and maybe surprise a little bit and give you an edge come fantasy draft day.
Yeah, they're definitely going a little bit later in drafts than what we initially expect, and maybe they go a little bit higher as we get closer to the season.
Correct, but everybody loves a sleeper, so hopefully these guys pan out and they can help you win your leagues this year. Let's get into it. So who do you got as your first sleeper?
Yeah, my first sleeper is going to be Jhin Addison for Minnesota Vikings. He goes into a very pass-heavy offense with the Minnesota Vikings. They ranked in the top 5 for total passes last year. Adam Thielen is gone. He's gone to Carolina. He had 107 targets last year. Jhin Addison can replicate 100-plus targets. I absolutely love him where he's currently being drafted at. His current ADP is 93 in league, so you're going to get a good steal around 8 or 9. If he can get 100-plus targets, he's going to be dangerous.
I agree. He could get a lot of work in that pass-heavy offense. I like that. I have a receiver as well as my first one. That's Jhin Dotson with the Washington Commanders. I think he's getting overlooked a little bit come draft day for whatever reason, but he has a new offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy. Sam Howell, I think, is going to be an upgrade at quarterback. Could be Jacoby Brissett even starting for them. Either way, I think it's an upgrade over last year in Carson Wentz and Taylor Heineke. So I think Dotson gets a better QB situation. And look at last year. He missed 5 games because of injury, still 51st overall in fantasy receiver scoring. He had double-digit fantasy points 4 of his last 5 games, showed big potential down the stretch. I think he's going to be a great fit for this new offense, going to be run a little bit like they did in Kansas City. I know the talent's not the same as Kansas City and Washington, but still, Dotson's dirt cheap. His ADP is right around 100. I think you can get him as a reserve receiver come draft day, and he's going to do well. All right, Logan, give me another sleeper you like.
The other pick I like is Kendra Miller for the Saints. So a lot depends on Kamara's suspension status. A lot of reports are that he will be suspended for at least some of the 2023 season. And if that's the case, I would personally draft him in the around 70 ADP. He's currently going 120, so that would be an improvement of 50 spots. Currently going in draft. So the big question mark is if Kamara's suspended. If he is, then he's going to be sharing a backfield with Jamal Williams, which Williams will probably get more of the goal line carries, but I really think that Miller will have the bulk of carries in that offense. He put up 1,400 yards at TCU, 17 rushing touchdowns, and he can show that he has that workhorse back. And he's currently going, again, like I said, 120. So that could be a league winner for you if Kamara is suspended.
Definitely, and I think we'll know more as training camp gets underway as well. So a lot of these guys could be moving up and down your ADP lists.
Absolutely.
And you have 2 rookies that you have as your sleepers.
So far, yeah.
There you go. I have another receiver. So my receiver that I'm picking for my second sleeper is everybody's favorite breakout candidate, Nico Collins. He has not been the breakout candidate just yet. I think this could be the year, though. He was slowed by injury again last year. That's his big issue, is injury. But if he's healthy, I like him a lot. He played 10 games last year, had 37 catches for 481 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had 5 of 10 games with double-digit fantasy points. He had at least 5 receptions, 3 of his last 4 games he played as well. I think he'll be the top target in this offense as long as he's healthy. C.J. Stroud's a huge upgrade at quarterback. I think this team's going to be a lot better this year, especially offensively. So I think Nico Collins could have that breakout season finally. Let's just hope he can stay healthy.
Yeah, with Brandon Cooks gone, he should be the number 1 wide receiver for Houston.
One more sleeper, Logan. Who do you have?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Kadarius Toney as my 3rd overall sleeper. Another wide receiver. So he's being drafted 93.78 in current ADPs. Juju's gone for the Chiefs. He went over to the Patriots. And now that number 1 wide receiver position is kind of wide open for one of the best offenses in football. He's going to be battling for that number 1 spot with MVS. So I do think Toney's the better wide receiver. He's just so explosive. And when he gets targets, he's going to make the most of that opportunity.
Definitely. He's another guy, kind of like Nico Collins, had some injury issues to start his career.
For sure. Yeah, Toney was definitely more productive with the Giants, but you would think with that Chiefs offense and how they utilize that he should see a lot more targets this year.
Definitely. So I do not have a receiver for my last sleeper. I have a tight end. It's Chig Akaka. I really think he's going to have a breakout season. He was the best fantasy rookie tight end last season, kind of a surprise. He was 25th overall fantasy tight end scoring, really good down the stretch as well. When he emerged as a starter, he had double-digit fantasy points 4 of his last 6 games. He was a big play threat for the Titans passing game. He averaged an impressive 14.1 yards per reception. He's going to start from day 1 this season. They don't have many options in the passing game in Tennessee outside of Treylon Burks, in my opinion. I think Okonkwo's got top 10 potential. He could be a league winner as well, in my opinion. All right, Logan, those are our three of our favorite sleepers for this season. A lot of fun talking about them with you today. Really appreciate you joining me.
Yeah, all 6 of those players can definitely make an impact on your team, so take a late flyer on them.
Yeah, and win your league. And don't forget to get in a lot of our leagues or drafts going off around the clock at this point here at RealTime Fantasy Sports. Go to www.rtsports.com. Get in a commissioner league if you have not done so. If you have not used your commissioner product here at RealTime Fantasy Sports, do that. Also, our money leagues, all different price points, all different games, all different championships. We have our TFC this year, which is $500,000. Best Ball Championship as well. Just great contests.
Yeah, both of those contests are about 25% full already, so don't wait to get in both of those.
Yeah, and I always say this. You do not have to do your draft right away. Just sign up so you make sure you get in. Do that sooner than later and get a spot reserved in our big game championships. All right, Logan, thanks again for joining me. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Jeff.
This has been Jeff Paur with RealTime Fantasy Sport. Have a great day.